Hey everybody, let's talk books again. This time, again, I'd like to talk to you about two books in a series. And again, I hope there's going to be a third one someday. But I'd like to talk to you about John Dies at the End. And This Book is Full of Spiders. Seriously, dude, don't touch it. Both of these books are written by David Wong. And they are really good. Let's deal with John Dies at the End. To put it into reviewer-educated, sophisticated terms, it is a postmodern horror story. Now, what that means is it kind of breaks down what we understand a horror story to be and examines it from different angles, often with a dash of comedy. So the plot basically revolves around two guys who, through some circumstances you'll learn about in the book, essentially become monster hunters. Except most people don't believe these monsters are real. David and John seem to be the only two who actually know these monsters are real, and they are not even remotely equipped to fight them, but they do. And the stuff they encounter is just bizarre. I mean, it's ghosts who take over a refrigerator full of, like, turkey and venison and form a meat monster. The shadow men that sometimes you see out of the corner of your eye, which is truly terrifying. Invaders from another dimension. Brains, floating dogs. A slightly psychic Jamaican. It's very strange, it's very weird, but it's all written with a very sharp and satirical edge, and it's quite entertaining. It's also pretty foul-mouthed, I should point out. But, okay, I'm going to do this one joke. This joke is not indicative of the series as a whole, but it kind of gives you the sense of the humor of the people who's behind it. They're trapped in a basement. Stuff starts going weird in this basement. They decide, we're getting out of the basement. So John and Dave start running for the door. And as they approach the doorknob, the doorknob itself turns into a giant penis. Meaning that in order to get out, they would have to grab this giant penis. They turn and look at each other and go, there's no way out of this basement. Because obviously, as two straight men, they're not going to touch the penis. It's silly, but it's the way that the silliness is approached with such dramatic sincerity. The two of them looking at each other and going, well, there's no way we can get out. Now we have to go fight some demons. I really enjoy that particular sense of where the goofy is taken seriously. So, John Dies at the End is very good. There's also a lot to it. There's a movie based on the book, and the movie's okay. But it's only like a third of the book. There is a lot of story. It is absolutely worth checking out. And then the sequel is even more spectacular. It is a sequel. It's a direct sequel, but the writing style is dramatically different. This Book is Full of Spiders. Seriously, dude, don't touch it. Is written in a very unique method where each chapter is counting down to a particular event. It's like, and I'm going to mess this up because I haven't read it in about a year, but like the first 3 chapters will be like 5 hours till the missile strike. 2 hours till the missile strike. So as the chapter is going along, you have no idea what this missile strike is, where it's coming from, why is there going to be a missile strike, until the story arrives at it. And now there's a missile strike, and now everything kind of comes together. And then the next chapter, 18 hours until the slaughter of the asylum. And it counts down, and the whole time, every chapter, it's coming closer and closer, but you still don't know how it's going to get there, and then it gets there. It's actually, it's a really neat way of building anticipation towards key events. Especially since you don't know those key events exist until you read the first chapter heading. At no point would you know a missile strike was coming, except the chapter said, missile strike's coming in like 4 chapters. Oh dude, what's that gonna mean? How are we gonna get there? It is very entertaining. I enjoy it again. I enjoy it a lot, which is why I'm recommending it. Again, it is a postmodern horror story, although I don't feel like the horror is as prevalent as it is in the first one. And maybe that's just because I find the Shadow Men in the first one particularly creepy. This one is interesting because it follows one specific monster throughout the entire book. It's a monster that can spread. And yeah, I'm not going to spoil more than that. But the first one had them kind of bouncing from case to case to case, and then it turns out all of those cases had a common, it all came together at the end. Whereas this one is following one specific case through an entire novel. And again, the writing style is different with the anticipation. It's a different feel, which I think works in its favor, because it kept the premise and characters of the original one, but made it stay fresh and interesting. So, I recommend John Dies at the End, and this book is full of spiders. Seriously, dude, don't touch it. Between you and me, it's okay to touch the second book. I mean, it is full of spiders, but you'll be okay. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.